Hello students, welcome back to our video. So in the last video we discussed about the advantages and limitations of joint stock company. Now from today we are going to start with the types of companies. So there are 4 types of companies. First one is statutory company. Second one is from the viewpoint of number of members. Then third one is from the viewpoint of the control, and the fourth one is from the viewpoint of place of registration. So from the viewpoint of number of members includes 3 types of companies. First one is public company, second one is private company, third one is one person company. Then from the viewpoint of the control, again it is divided into 3 types, that is government company, also called PSU, then second one is holding company, and third one is subsidiary company. And from the viewpoint of place of registration is divided into 2 parts, that is Indian company and the foreign company. Now under public company, it includes the company limited by share company, company limited by the guarantee, and the company by unlimited liability. And under the private company, it includes company limited by the share capital, then company limited by the guarantee, and the company by unlimited liability. So these are the types of companies. So now let's discuss one by one in a detailed manner. So first one is statutory company. Statutory company means it comes into existence by special law of Parliament or registration assembly. For example, Reserve Bank of India, Life Insurance Corporation of India. So statutory company is a type of company which comes into existence or which can be opened by the special law of Parliament or registration assembly. That is known as statutory company. For example, Reserve Bank of India come into existence by the special law of Parliament and by the legislative assembly. That's why statutory company comes into existence by special law of Parliament. Then second one is from the viewpoint of number of members. So in that the first one is public company. Public company includes, or public company means, as per the Companies Act, the company which is not a private company is public company, in which minimum 7 members are necessary. There is no restriction on the maximum number of the members, and this company can give invitation to general public to purchase its shares and debentures. There is no restriction on transfer of shares. There are 3 types of public company from the viewpoint of liability of members, that is company limited by share capital, company limited by guarantee, and company by unlimited liability. So public company. So as per the Companies Act, whichever company is not a private company is a public company. And in public company, minimum members are 7. Minimum members of 7 are required, and there is no restriction on the maximum number of members. And this the company, that is public company, can also give invitation to the general public to purchase its shares and debentures. And there is also no restrictions on transfer of shares for the public company. So public company can also be divided into 3 types. That is, first one is company limited by share capital. That means that the liability of the member of company is limited up to the face value of the shares of the company purchased by them. This company has to insert the word limited at the end of its name. Public company can be divided into 3 types. So the first one is company limited by share capital. That means the liability of the members of public company is limited up to the face value of the shares of the company purchased by them. So every public company has to insert, means has to insert the word limited at the end of the name. You might be seen that, for example, you have seen that some companies have at the end LTD, that is full form of that is limited. So some of them company has to insert the word limited at the end of its name, public company, because public company liability of the members is limited to the face value of the shares of the company purchased by them. Then second type is company limited by the guarantee. That means the liability of the members of the company is limited up to the amount guaranteed by them. Member has to pay guaranteed amount at the time of liquidation of the company. That means this means, in simple words, we can say that the liability of the members, the company which is limited by the guarantee, in that the members of that company has limited amount guaranteed by them, so that members has to pay some guaranteed amount at the liquidation. Liquidation means at the closing of that company. So the company limited by guarantee. And the third one is company by unlimited liability. That means the liability of members is unlimited in this type of company. So company which has unlimited liability, in that company the liability of the members is unlimited in this type of company, and if the debts of the company exceeds its assets, means if the company's debt over exceeds its assets, the members become liable personally. That means the members' personal assets or personal property can be sold out to repay that debt. In case of liquidation of the company, members will have to pay contribution from their personal assets. So company which have unlimited liability, in that company members have to pay that personal assets or personal property to repay that debt. So these are the three types of public company from the viewpoint of its liability of members. Then second type of company is private company. Private company means private company is a company which has minimum 2 members and maximum 200. So for a private company, the minimum members can be 2, and there is a restriction on the maximum number, that is the maximum number can be 200 in the private company. There is a restrictions on the transfer of shares of the private company, and it cannot invite public to purchase its shares and debentures. There are three types of private company from the viewpoint of its liability of members, that is company limited by the share capital, company limited by the guarantee, and the company with unlimited liability. So for the private company, the minimum number of members can be 2 and the maximum number of members can be 200, and there is also restrictions on the transfer of shares, and they cannot also invite public to purchase its shares and the debentures. So the private company can again be divided into 3 types from the viewpoint of the liability of members. That first one is company limited by share capital. That means the liability of the members is limited up to the face value of the share purchased by them. Limited private company has to insert the word private limited at the end of its name. So whichever company, whether it is a public or private, if their company is limited by share capital, they have to insert limited word at the end of its name. If there is LTD at the end of the name, you have to understand that the liability of the members is limited up to the face value of the shares purchased by them. So first one is company limited by the share capital. Then second one is company limited by guarantee. So in this type of company, the liability of members of the company is limited up to the amount of guarantee given by them. members have to pay the guaranteed amount at the time of liquidation, and this company has to insert the word private at the end of its name. So, for the private company and for the company limited by guarantee, in this, the liability of the members of a company is limited up to the amount of guaranteed given by them, and members have to pay that guaranteed amount at the time of liquidation. And for the private company, whichever private company which is limited by guarantee, they have to insert the word private at the end of its name. Then third one is company with unlimited liability. That means the liability of members of the company is unlimited. If the debts of the company exceeds its assets, members become liable personally. In case of liquidation of the company, members have to pay contribution from their personal assets. The word private is to be inserted in the name of its private company. So, private company have to insert private at the end of its name, whether it is a company with unlimited liability, whether it is a company with limited by guarantee. Private company have to insert private at the end of its name. So this was the second type of company, that is private company. Now third one is one person company. That means the one person company means a company in which one person is a member. One person, that is private company, and can enter into the contract with the director who is members. A written consent of each person. A recent consent of such person is essential in one person company, and in addition to the memorandum and the articles are to be presented before the registrar of companies at the time of incorporation of the company. There was no provision for one person company in the Companies Act 1956, but the private company can be one person company as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013. So one person company means in one person company in which one person is a member, that is known as one person company. And the provision about the one person company was not mentioned in the Companies Act 1956, but a private company can be one person company as per the provision of Companies Act 2013. So this was the third type of company, that is one person company. And the next is from the viewpoint of the control. From the viewpoint of the control can be divided. That first one is government company. Government company means if the minimum 51% of the paid up capital of the company is held by, first one is central government or the state government or the more than one state government or the central government, and one or more than the one state government is called government company. So if the 51% of the paid up capital, paid up means if government pays 51% of capital for the company or to the company, whether it is done by the central government, state government or more than one state government, but if 51% of contribution of capital is through the government, then it is called the government company. For example, Ashok Hotels Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited, these are the government companies. If the 51% of the capital is paid by the government, then it is known as government company. Then from the viewpoint of the controls, in that the second one is holding company. Holding company means a company which holds more than 50% of shares of other company and has the right to appoint majority of directors in that company. That means if a company which holds 50% of shares of another company, then it is known as holding company, and that company have a right to appoint majority of directors in that company. Then third one is subsidiary company. That means subsidiary company means the company of which more than 50% shares are held and right to appoint majority of directors is with the holding company. So the 50% of shares and are held and the right to appoint majority of directors is with the holding company. Holding company means which holds 50% of shares of another company and has right to appoint majority of directors in that company. So these were the types from the viewpoint of the control. Then next one is from the viewpoint of the place of registration. In that again it is divided into two. First one is Indian company. Indian company means the company which is registered in India under the Indian Companies Act or under the special act passed by Parliament is called Indian company. Indian company can be a public company, private company or the government company. So whichever company which is registered in India under the Indian Company Act or under the special act passed by the Parliament is called Indian company. Then second one is foreign company. Foreign company means a company which is registered outside India whose registered office is not in India and whose place of business is in India is called foreign company. So foreign company means a company which is registered outside the India and that registered office is also not in India but whose place of business is in India, that is known as foreign company. So this was the company from the viewpoint of the place of registrations. So these were the types of companies. So now we are going to stop here. In the next video we would be continuing with the procedure of formation of company, and if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video. Thank you.